The Battle of Al-Wajh, the 26th of January 1917. Faisal had been ordered by his father on Christmas Eve to take his complete forces north to capture the Turkish garrison in the city of Wajh, some 3 weeks' march away. Yanbu was to be left defended by the British with their Egyptian forces and the ships of the Royal Navy. As they set off from Wadi Yambo, they cut a spectacular sight. Lawrence described the situation in the 7 Pillars of Wisdom. The march became rather splendid and barbaric. First rode Faisal in white, then Sharaf at his right in red headcloth and henna-dyed tunic and cloak, myself on his left in white and scarlet, behind us 3 banners of faded crimson silk with gilt spikes, behind them drummers playing the march, behind them again the wild mass of 1,200 bouncing camels of the bodyguard, packed as closely as they could move, the men in every variety of colored clothes and camels nearly as brilliant in their trappings. We filled the valley to its banks with our flashing stream. In total, complete with infantry, Faisal had almost 10,000 men at his disposal. However, Lawrence and Faisal missed the battle, arriving 2 days late. The Royal Navy, complete with an on-board contingent of over 500 Arab forces split over 6 ships, arrived first. The Navy anchored off at Wajh on the 23rd of January and there was no sign of Faisal's forces. The 50 guns of the 6 ships, under the command of Captain William Boyle, opened fire on the Ottoman positions, directed by a Royal Navy seaplane. On the 24th of January the Arabs on board, 550 strong, under command of Major Charles Vickery and Captain Norman Bray, landed ashore. The Ottoman forces, 800 Turkish soldiers and a 500-strong Arab mounted contingent were routed in the street-to-street fighting, with great assistance from Boyle's naval bombardments. The Turks were forced out of the city and retreated inland, with many taken prisoner in the city itself. The reason for the Arab forces' late arrival was that at Wadi Ash a sizable skirmish party had, by luck, stumbled upon and captured the senior Turkish officer Ashraf Bey and a column of supplies carrying a substantial amount of gold and supplies, and Faisal's men had taken some time to celebrate this event. Lawrence again described the scene. A breathless slave thrust his head under the flap crying, "News! News! Sheriff Bey is taken." I jumped up and ran through the gathering crowd to Faisal's tent, which was already beset by friends and servants. With Faisal sat, portentously and unnaturally collected in the din, Raja, the tribesman who had taken Abdullah word to move into Wadi Ash. Faisal was radiant, his eyes swollen with joy, as he jumped up and shouted to me through the voices, "Abdullah has captured Ashraf Bey." Then I knew how big and good the event was. In the baggage were £20,000 in coins, robes of honor, costly presents, some interesting papers and camel loads of rifles and pistols. Abdullah wrote an exultant letter to Fakhri Pasha, commander of the Turks, telling him of the capture and nailed it to an uprooted telegraph pole. As we marched, we heard intermittent heavy firing from the direction of Wajh and feared that the Navy had lost patience and were acting without us. Lawrence arrived in Wajh on the 26th of January 1916. He describes the scene he met in the 7 Pillars. The place was inconveniently smashed. Its townspeople had been warned by Faisal of the coming attack, and advised either to forestall it by revolting or to clear out, but they were mostly Egyptians from Qasir who preferred the Turks to us and decided to wait the issue, so the Sheffier men and the Biasha found the houses packed with fair booty and made a sweep of it. They robbed the shops, broke open doors, searched every room, smashed chests and cupboards, tore down all fixed fittings and slit each mattress and pillow for hidden treasure, while the fire of the fleet punched large holes in every prominent wall or building. The Battle of Al-Wajh was a turning point in the Arab revolt, that now had no meaningful resistance in a large part of the west of Arabia. Old Al-Wajh, with its traditional architecture and fort, has a rich heritage. It was once the gateway for trade between the east and west coasts of the Red Sea. The Rawash and the projecting lattice windows with intricate carving so prevalent in old town areas on the Red Sea coast of the country are well represented here. Many of the houses in the old district close to the harbour have not been occupied since damage during the bombardment by the Royal Navy in January 1917. Today it is one of the most populous cities in the Tabuk region, with a population of around 55,000. Fishing is the main industry of this port city today, and it is inhabited in the main by the Al-Balawi, Bedaiwi Alali, Al-Huati and Al-Johani tribes.